Hi, this is the story of my most recent Lungman Dragons clear. Probably the hardest clear I've ever done. Um, I initially attempted this around 4 months ago when I first started messing around with the niche, but I got all the way through the clear, killing Mudrock and everything when I learned that one of these guys goes right out the red box, goes straight up and right into the blue box without going over here at all. And all of my guys were over here. That was the only way that I could figure out to kill Mudrock. And I dropped it. I decided, you know what, I can't do this. Maybe I'll give it another try at a later date. And I did yesterday. And I spent about 10 hours in total working on this. In the initial clear that I had Taudafon's Bagpipe, Puzzle, and Saria. Learning that Liskarm could completely solo this left side was pretty huge. It really allowed this clear to happen, and I am fairly certain that that's only because her module is quite good. Even ignoring the SP factor, her extra tankiness definitely helps her. Problem with that is that her module is an RNG module. It adds a 60% chance for her to restore an extra 1 SP whenever she's hit, and that's quite good. But it made stuff very, very RNG heavy, and that's on top of Bagpipe already needing to get good crits. It was awful. I think that the chances of my initial layout with these guys working was probably below like 500, like 1 in 500. It was rough. And I tried it for a really long time. And then I decided that I would work on the timings because that's what I've always been better at. So, very importantly, I activate Liskarm's skill as soon as the first Bagpipe hit connects. And what that allows me to do is Liskarm will, right here, this guy goes for the hit, walks, and then she's back and the guy hits her again. And that gives her an extra at least 4 SP. If her talent procs, that's great. If it doesn't, then that's fine. Because with those extra 2 hits, she always has enough to activate this just in time. As long as this guy has not crossed this line, it is usually a clear. Getting it as early as I did in this one means that I didn't even have to stun him once, but normally I would activate it and he'd be like right around here, and then he would come down and he gets attacked once, twice, 3 times. If any of those were stuns, then that would work, but obviously having it like this where he did get stunned but it wasn't necessary, that was much preferable. Getting that figured out made this much less bad because most of the RNG was her. Initially, Bagpipe also had quite a bit of RNG in if she was able to kill Mudrock with help from Taudafon's. But I timed Select a bit later because I remembered that Bagpipe Mod Y has an extra damage modifier when they are below a certain health threshold. So I land the banner right now, right before the arrow connects. That's not necessary because she can only get 2 attacks in the window anyways, but it looks really cool. And then because of the later timing, I actually get to retreat everyone faster, and I get the kill faster because of that. And it's great. And I needed to retreat them as quickly as possible so that they would be available to kill this guy. This was awful. This was truly just a monumental task to defeat this guy. because I couldn't kill Mudrock quickly enough to get rid of this pillar. I initially tried stunning Mudrock like during her animation of taking the tower, but I learned that you can't stun through that, and that made me very sad because that would have been really cool. But then, you know, I get the kill. I don't know how many crits she needs to get for this. I didn't like math it out, but I know that it's pretty lenient. I only had to do this a couple times to get this kill. Which is way better than what it was before when I had to deploy them all a little bit later. All in all, this clear ended up being really, really hard and really fun. There's a lot of like tiny bits of like just the timing. It's just timing. I love that stuff. My earliest clears that I'm really proud of are me figuring out like, oh, if I activate Carnelian on this frame, then she'll just one tap that guy at the very end, and it's great. I love it. There's also this one wasn't actually necessary, but I specifically wait for this guy to get hit by Liskarm before I activate skill, because if her banner lands here, it changes literally nothing, but I think it looks a lot better if it lands on the golem. If I don't stun the guy and do all of this, then the tower doesn't take fast enough, and he eventually hits Liskarm and it ruins everything. So the stun is definitely necessary, but the flashy timing isn't. Other than that, I just had a really good time, and I'm really, really, really proud of this clear, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And I hope you check out my other videos if you want. Thank you for watching.